Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
What it do, so with the cash out like a little big boss out, boss dog, K-Paul through the door, here to talk to his box, fucking about soliloquy, with tough times don't last. Good people do love themselves, call them if I like, maybe it matter. Peak game, made it for the West Wing. I'm fresh off the press with this one. I'm fresh off the plane, now I'm fresh at the gym. The grind don't stop. Now, as I was sitting on the beach, looking at the clouds, looking at volcanoes, looking at the palm trees, you know, in this whole nother part of the world, I'm getting notifications to my phone. And I'm reading these comments. And this is going to be a Shakur Stevenson video, by the way. And I start laughing. My wife was like, babe, why you laughing? I said, these niggas got me mixed up. She was like, babe, you on vacation? I said, you right. I am on vacation. But not that I'm off vacation. I'm with the smoke. Now, I made 2 videos, pre-recorded videos, by the way. This is fresh off the press. But 2 pre-recorded videos that I made a while back talking about Shakur Stevenson don't deserve no Gervonta Davis fight. If Shakur Stevenson gets a Gervonta Davis fight, Jay Prince will be the one to deliver that fight. Right? So this is going to be an in-depth video talking about Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. I had to make this video. Right? Let's just get some off the muscle. Never heard me sit here and say that Gervonta Davis don't need to fight no top fighters. It's not that, you know what I'm saying? Never heard me say that. I said Gervonta Davis needs to start fighting names. I actually released a video like the other day, you know what I'm saying, talking about that. It was pre-recorded, talking about how Gervonta Davis needs to start fighting the names. Right? I also gave an outline for Shakur Stevenson to get a Gervonta Davis fight, how it gives him leverage in that to make that fight happen, right? In which people call me stupid for talking about solidifying guys' resumes. This is the problem that I have in the sport of boxing, and I'm really cooking. You got guys that y'all get behind because you don't like a certain fighter, right? And that's just real talk. Like, we finna talk about it. Y'all don't like a certain fighter, Tank. So you subscribe to certain narratives and you subscribe to certain fighters. Y'all did this with Devin Haney. What do I mean, Devin Haney? Y'all was on the Devin Haney train. Everybody was saying Devin Haney will beat Gervonta Davis. And then once he took that loss to Ryan Garcia, and y'all seen a big flaw that I've been telling y'all about him, but whatever, right? And I was a Devin Haney guy. I used to watch Devin Haney. I'm still a Devin Haney guy. But I used to watch his YouTube when he used to fight in Mexico. How he used to train for fights, everything. I still watch a lot of that stuff. Right? I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of the sport. Before anything. Y'all are a fan of fighters. That's the difference between me and you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to sack chase fighters and make excuses for your favorite fighter, but then the fighter you don't like, you want to hold him to a different standard. No, every fighter is held to the same standard on Boss Hog channel. Every fighter. Everyone from Tank, Errol, Terrence Crawford. I done came down and don't make me start flowing. I'm just saying, Shakur, it don't matter. So when I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, Shakur Stevenson wants a Tank Davis fight. First of all, they already came and tried to talk to you, and you basically went and signed with Eddie Hearn. For what? You even admitted, yeah, they came and talked to me. Right? Now, we're going to tell the whole story. He said, hey, they came and talked to people of my team, but that was it. You know, they talked about one fight, and, you know, Eddie was offering me what I wanted, so I signed with Eddie. That's what that is. Now, Shakur had recently came out and said, hey, you know, Eddie, my guy, I'm willing to sign and work with anybody. You know what I mean? And I respect Shakur Stevenson for that. Look, Shakur Stevenson, he say some real stuff at times, but then he say some sideways stuff a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it 1,000. When it's for his guys, he say some sideways stuff. But when he start talking boxing, you could tell he know boxing. He just chooses to say stupid stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But when I sit here and say the things I'm saying about Shakur Stevenson and this Tank fight, it ain't got nothing to do because, I think Shakur Stevenson, I'm afraid to see Tank lose. I don't care. Y'all got to understand. I don't care who wins or loses, right? This is boxing. I'm genuinely talking about who deserve it. I have no stock in any fighter. I don't give a damn if Shakur wins. I don't give a damn if Tank wins, because boxing wins, right, at the end of the day. There got to be a winner and a loser. But all I'm saying at the end of the day is when you look at Shakur Stevenson's resume, y'all sitting here hyping him up because of the fact that y'all want to get behind him because, hey, we want him to beat Gervonta Davis, right? So y'all getting behind. We've seen this before. Y'all getting behind certain fighters that y'all feel like can beat Gervonta Davis. That's real talk. That's what y'all doing. Y'all getting behind this fighter and this fighter because y'all feel like, this fighter can beat Gervonta Davis. We keep it in 1,000, bro. Right? We being real. You don't like certain fighters, Donsko, because Donsko, I'm gonna start posting everything you put, because you a real casual fan. This nigga will put in the comment section, I hate Tank. I hate him, da-da-da. Are you a fan of boxing? Especially if you sit, this is why I question, this is why I be on these niggas' heads so hard. When you box before and you a fan of the sport, you don't talk like that. You've never heard me say I hate a fighter, I don't like a fighter. You never heard me say that, bro. I don't talk like that because I respect the sport. I participated in it before. I know what it's like to get ready for a fight. So you're never going to hear me say that. So when I see somebody who claim that I've been in the ring before, and you sit there and say some foolishness like, man, I don't like so-and-so fighter, and let me know you ain't boxed before and you're a sack chaser. When it come down to boxing, bro, you got to fight the best. That's what it is. If I was a promoter, all my fighters would be fighting the best fights. But it would make sense. It wouldn't be no foolishness with Turkey doing. All this stuff would make sense, right? So when I proposed that idea of Shakur Stevenson going and fight Murtaza, going and fight rematching Edwin De Los Santos, when I proposed all that stuff to kind of help him get a Tank fight, right? That's all I said. Hey, if you do those things, you will have more leverage than Tank, or it'd be 50-50. Because now you could come to the table and be like, you know what? This what I want, this what I demand. Shakur Stevenson can't demand a damn thing to Gervonta Davis right now. He can't. If they negotiate, he got to do whatever Tank say. He don't have nothing but that belt. That's it. If it came down, if the Tank said, hey, Shakur, you getting $2 million, I'm getting $30 million, that's what he got to take. But if Shakur Stevenson go fight Raymond Murtaza and unify, get 2 belts, excuse me, I'm cooking, get 2 belts, right? If Jay Prince is able to go to Tank, now you can come to the table with leverage. Well, look, yeah, you the most popular fighter, you doing this pay-per-view, that pay-per-view, but I got 2 belts at 135. I beat Raymond Murtaza. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. I got this belt. Right? If I go fight Abdullah Mason and beat him, I got 3 belts to your 1 belt. What's up? But the comments I'm saying, why does Shakur Stevenson, why does he have to go do all this? And Tank don't gotta go through the fire. Why is Shakur Stevenson? Because Tank is the A side. Who's the A side out of the 2? Let's talk about that. Who is the A side? Who generates more money? Who put more butts in seats? Who sets records every time they fight, regardless of who they in the ring with? Gervonta Davis. He's the A side. It doesn't matter. Tank is already established, right? Now, granted, Now, when you start talking about names and stuff like that, okay, cool. You could ridicule Tank for that at 135 pounds. But Tank got better names on his resume than Shakur. Now, has Tank fought the elite of the elite? No. And you've heard me say that. I said, nah, he 30 years old. He got to start fighting. He got to fight Devin Haney at a catch weight. He got to fight the racists, right? He got to fight, he got to fight them dudes, bro. Shakur Stevenson wasn't even in the conversation. When you looked at the four kings, it was Gervonta Davis, the racists, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney. Those were the four kings. Shakur Stevenson wasn't even in the conversation. Now, he coming up, he got a belt. That's the only reason why they are even mentioning him to fight Tank. Now, I've been honest in saying this. I said, can Shakur Stevenson pose some issues with Gervonta Davis? Yes, he can. And this is an in-depth analysis. Yes, he can. But I said, and I've said this before, once Tank touched that jaw, sleep. That's what I said. I stand on that. I don't deviate from that. Now, if Shakur don't let Tank touch that jaw, Shakur can win on points. Right? But you gotta find a way to keep that little young dude off you. I mean, well, he ain't young no more. He in his 30. He about to be 30, or he is 30. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find a way to keep that boy from Baltimore off of you. I'm not saying this because, I hope this happens. I'm telling this from experience, bro. I've been in the ring with dudes that are way more skillful than me, have better defense, better feet. But when you start landing bombs on them boys, I'm telling you, it's a different feeling. They move different. They more hesitant to throw. Why? Because they don't want to get hit with that smoke. Shakur, and people have said that Shakur fights different against power punchers. He fights way different against power punchers. You talk about Gervonta Davis. People want to diminish his skills, right? And say, oh, he's just a power puncher. The nigga can box. The nigga can brawl. The nigga can do it all. That's one thing he can do. Now, I would say defensively, Shakur is better than Gervonta Davis defensively. But it's only because Gervonta Davis takes more risk offensively. Shakur don't take risk offensively. But when you stack up the resumes and you look at Shakur's resume at 135, Tank's resume at 135, Shakur don't deserve no fight. And I'm a stand on that. It's nothing you can say that can switch that. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Shakur Stevens' resume at 135, what has he done? You look at Tank's resume at 135. And I ain't sitting here saying he fought the elite of the elite. But for damn sure, he fought better competition than Shakur. Tank is the A side, right? I'm just sitting here saying, bro. Now, granted, I know what y'all gonna say, Tank fighting for secondary belts, and that's cool. Yeah. And Tank not really a belt guy. Why? Because he came up under Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather told him, the belts don't make you. You make the belts. You even heard Floyd Mayweather say that. Shakur is coming up under Terrence Crawford, who's trying to use belts and accolades to basically make his claim to greatness. Tank like, I'm great with the or without the belts. Why is that? He learned that from Floyd. One thing y'all talk about between Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford, because some of y'all buddies feel like Terrence Crawford's better than Floyd. Terrence Crawford was undisputed 2 times. Floyd was never undisputed. Because Floyd never cared about no belts. Floyd's about that money. But this is the thing about Floyd. Floyd went to different weight classes more than any other champion to fight top fights and fight other champions. Floyd beat the most champions. That's what separates the two. Yeah, Bud went and, he got 2 undisputed crowns. That's great. But it ain't Floyd Mayweather great. Because Floyd made it cool for you to want to get that WBC belt. But Floyd had an understanding that I don't really need the belts. I want to fight the best fights. Oh, Oscar De La Hoya, you over there 54. Let me go fight you. Hey, and the list goes on. So all I'm saying at the end of the day is this. When it come down to Tank, like when it come down to this Tank versus Shakur thing, I'm not saying this, and it's not coming from a place of hatred. Oh, I don't like, because this is what I don't like about 2025. These niggas nowadays are sensitive. You say something truthful about a nigga, oh, you hating on him. And the sad part is, it be niggas older than me talking like that. That let me know you soft. You been soft. You just trying to go with the flow of the time. Now it's 2025. The man nowadays is soft and touchy-feely and why me? And all this other stuff. Like, bro, I don't come from that, bro. I worry about my dad, bro. And one thing we never did was cry, complain. None of that foolishness. None of that soft stuff. I told you. I ain't never told my dad that I love him. He's never told me he loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't come from that soft stuff, my nigga. So you got to understand, and I'm not saying this as a mechanism to make it seem like I'm tough. Wow, that's what makes me a man. I'm just sitting here saying I come from the era where men didn't complain. Men spoke the truth. Men kept it 1,000, and that was it. It was no extra stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying this because I got an agenda. I don't move like that. And anybody who watch my channel know, bro, I've been talking about Shakur since when my channel started. People was like, man, boss, you tripping. Shakur? You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of boxing at the end of the day. I'm a fan of the sport. Shakur everybody talk about Tank need to fight this person. Why Shakur getting a pass? Everybody want to sit there, what does Tank get a pass? Why Shakur getting a pass? Shakur, I saw Ring Magazine, they got him as number 10 in the pound for pound list. They moved David Benavidez out. Why is Shakur Stevenson not having to fight Keyshawn Davis? Why Shakur Stevenson ain't got to fight nobody at 140? Why is he getting this pass? They only want him to fight Tank. I tell you why. Because they want to see Tank fall. They did this with Errol. What? They got behind Terrence Crawford because they like, he's the guy that can beat Errol. Right? They did the same thing. Terrence Crawford got the job done. So now it's, you know what I'm saying? So they're you see videos where they talk about Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis is Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford Part 2. You see videos like that on TikTok. Coach B got me watching these TikTok boxing videos. You see these dudes talking like that, my bro. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford Part 2. That's what's going to happen to Tank. What happened to Errol Spence, that's what's going to happen to Tank. For starters, the only way Shakur Stevenson beats Tank is to outpoint him and win by decision. And I'm honest about this. Tank do get frustrated. He do get frustrated. He starts body slamming people and doing all type of crazy stuff when you able to frustrate him. That's real talk. But I think for that fight, I think it's only a matter of time. Shakur gonna have some magnificent moments, but it's only a matter of time before Tank touch that nigga jaw, and next you know, that nigga doing a stanky leg. And I'm telling you, Tank takes a lot of stuff personal. So if he knocks out Shakur Stevenson, he gonna do what he did with Rolly. I'm being honest with you. That's just what it is. If Shakur Stevenson beats Gervonta Davis, he gonna do what he gonna have that same feeling like he had after he beat Williams Zapata, right? Where he was like, I told y'all, da-da-da-da. That's what that is. All I'm saying, when you look at that said matchup, and you analyze Shakur Stevenson, you go down the list, his resume, he hasn't done anything at 35. Y'all want to talk about 30? He ain't did nothing at 30. He fought Oscar Valdez. Was Oscar Valdez really good? Right? Who did Oscar Valdez beat at 130? Who did Shakur Stevenson beat at 126? Joey Gonzalez. He fought Joey Gonzalez for a vacant belt, a WBO belt at 126. A WBO belt that all the top-ranked fighters get. I made a video talking about that. Who's finna get a WBO belt opportunity now? Abdullah Mason. Who got a WBO belt? His first title, Keyshawn Davis. Terrence Crawford's first belt at 140, 147, WBO belt. So that's the top-ranked special, right? Nobody want to talk about that. When it come down to certain narratives, though, right? When there's certain fighters you don't like or certain promotion companies you don't like, oh, man, they suck. You know, this is the best. Turkeys are... I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff, bro. That's why I created my channel, to erase narratives. We tell the whole story. We tell the whole truth over here. We don't sit here and push one side of the story. That's not what we do over here. So Boss gonna continue to be here. I know a lot of booty words like, how are you still here? A lot of the other channels that was going for Errol Spence, they're not around anymore. How are you still here? Because I support boxing. I picked Errol Spence. I picked him. It wasn't personal. I picked Errol. I've said Errol fought better competition. That's just what it is. It's just like this. And I'm going to conclude with this. If you got, let's say you run a football team, right? You need a general manager. You need a coach. You're the owner. You need a general manager. You need a coach. Are you going to hire this unproven coach, right? Who got, you know, who got a lot of wins against you know, I say this. Let's say you got two quarterbacks. You got Aaron Rodgers, you got Tom Brady, right? So you got Aaron Rodgers who do all the fancy stuff. That's Terrence Crawford. Then you got Errol who's battle tested, right? And I'm not talking about just rings. I'm just talking about skill set. You got Terrence Crawford, right? Who's like an Aaron Rodgers, who could throw the ball behind his back, you know, who could throw the ball 90 yards down the field, you know, while running to his right, throw it all the way back to his left and throw the ball over there. Or you got Tom Brady, who's just fundamentally sound. Or you got Peyton Manning, right, and Tom Brady. We'll say that. Or Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, where you see Peyton Manning time after time in big games perform. And then you see, you know, Aaron Rodgers, you know, he'll put 400 on, you know, the Arizona Cardinals, you know what I mean, or the Dallas Cowboys. I call them Dallas Cowgirls, right? And then there's one game he play a marquee team and he go off, right? And then, oh, Aaron Rodgers the best quarterback in the world. That's Terrence Crawford. That's Shakur Stevenson, right? They got a lot of skill, a lot of talent, a lot of showboaty stuff. That's cool. I love it. It's good for boxing, right? It make you be on your A game because you see a lot of fighters who rely on athleticism. And these guys' foundation is built on skill. These guys, if they get old, they're going to be able to still compete in the sport of boxing because their foundation is built on skill. I applaud that. Right? And I'm not disintegrating for that, but I'm just saying they ain't battle tested when it comes to fighting tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. So you see Errol, it's tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. You see Eric Salubin, tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. He probably finna fight back where I murders Allah. I'm finna make a video about that. Right? You see Jermell Charlo, tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. If y'all want, we don't gotta use them. We can use Floyd Mayweather. Tough fight. Bernard Hopkins, tough fight. Roy Jones Jr., tough fight. Oscar De La Hoya, tough fight. Miguel Cotto, tough fight. Manny Pacquiao, tough fight. These dudes got multiple fights on their resume. Bernard Hopkins fighting all the way to his 40s. You know what I'm saying? Doing his thing. I think he won a championship in his 40s. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, bro, is like, that's what I want for Shakur. Shakur gotta fight the top fights. If he want a tank fight, he has to fight top fights. And I laid it out for him. Okay, go fight Raymond Montoya, get his belt. Abdullah Mason. Yeah, Abdullah Mason ain't, he just starting off, but he a champion. That's what it boils down to. And he looking vicious right now. Go beat him. Go dust him off. You got people that feel like Abdullah Mason can beat you. Why not fight him? But you want to know why people make excuses? They feel like, oh, yo, why Shakur got to fight? That's ridiculous. Because they don't want Shakur to go through that fire. They want Shakur to skip the line, get a Tank fight, and they hope that he beat Tank. So they can say, aha. That's what it boils down to. So Shakur won't have to fight Abdullah Mason. I guarantee you, Shakur get in the ring, he beat Tank, he gonna try to move up, or he gonna avoid and elude Abdullah Mason. I'm telling you. He the one talking about, oh, all these little dudes, my brothers. That I had them in my training camp. I sparred them before. They like my brothers. Am I trying to hear that stuff? Spar that, fight that man, bro. I don't care. I told you, I fight my mama. I fight my daddy. If they in the way of me being great, we finna get to it. It's not personal, it's business. In boxing, I put money in, we keeping money in our pocket. So I just want the best for boxing. That's me. But obviously, y'all don't want the same thing, my nigga. So I don't want to hear y'all talking about nothing. I'm going to continue to smoke. I'm going to continue to body bag and toe tag anybody that come in this comment section or who claim they know boxing. I don't care about none of that stuff. Because the problem with y'all is y'all want to push narratives and tell one side of the story. I tell the whole story. Y'all summarizing stories, I'm buying the whole book. Excuse me. And that's what that is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's 27 minutes. Boss gone.